All right. We back? Okay. I think we back now. I think we back now. It was crazy, man. That was bugged out. Hold on. Let me create the broadcast. And then, there we go. I'll post it. All right. We back. We back. We back. That was crazy, yo. I don't know what the hell happened. I have absolutely no idea what happened. But we back. We back. We back. Okay. Man, I'm telling y'all, man, next investment for Hotep History is definitely the new laptop. So, give you guys a second to come back on in here. You feel me? It's crazy, man. Let's see. Mary killed the live stream from the grave. She said, why you bringing up old stuff? Man, I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I was on a roll, too. I was on a roll. It's all good. We back. We back. Um, Let me see. Am I live on the Twitters? Am I live on the Twitters? Let me see. Yeah, we back live. We back live. All right. So listen, yo, they tried to get us out of here. So back to what I was saying. Back to what I was saying, man. If it drop again, then we'll obviously reconvene on Friday. But yo, going back to what I was saying. Oh, Crystal says you know they was gossiping about her at the church house. That's a fact. Oh, for sure says the ancestors ain't playing with you. Yo, I'm trying to tell you, man. They shutting down. They shutting it down. So, back to what I was saying though. So, he's like, yo, why is he saying all of this stuff about you? He ain't saying none of this stuff about anybody else. And so, yeah, I already know it was some of that. I already know that GF was on that campus giving her all types of compliments and everything like that. And Reverend Parrish was not having it. He was not having it at all. None of it. He was having none of it. Okay? Oh, man, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. Okay. So let's go on to the next one. We gotta get to the next one. All right. So the next one would be Sabine Normal and Industrial Institute. Okay. It was a normal school and vocational school for Black American students in Converse, Louisiana. It was also known as the Sabine Industrial Institute. The Black American neighborhood in Converse, Louisiana was known as Babsaline. The first black school in Converse was established by W.B. Purvis. The Sabine Normal and Industrial Institute was founded on November 2nd, 1903 by Professor Robert Edward Jacobs. Okay, Jacobs was a graduate from Coleman College. After he died in 1917, S.B. Belton served as the principal. The land for the school campus was donated by the black community of Converse. The campus of the school was once physically surrounded by the Saline Baptist Church. However, the church was not a part of the school. The school offered classes in teacher training, blacksmithing, vocational agriculture, domestic science, and wheelwrighting. What is that? Oh, a craftsman is a craftsman who builds or repairs wooden wheels. Got you. Um, you know what I'm saying? We back. We back. So just said the ancestors made dupes take a 10-minute break. um Mary Lee Jacobs, Jacobs' wife, and a fellow Coleman grad, taught domestic science. Lily Mae Batty, hey, that's a fire ancestral name. Lily Mae Batty, come on. She taught music, and A.J. Jones taught agriculture. In 1918, the school was turned over to the Sabine Parish School Board, and the school name was changed to Sabine Industrial Institute. It closed in 1928. A historical marker commemorates the school's history. Okay. Oh, man. Let's see what we got here. So, this is the primary source. This was written in 1914. Okay. So we're gonna get some Sabine knowledge. R.E. Jacobs, the oldest son of Solomon and Ellen Jacobs, was born in Converse, Louisiana, Sabine Parish near the Sabine River, May 22nd, 1877. He spent his early days on his father's farm. He attended the common public school around his home and at Stonewall, Louisiana, where he was greatly encouraged. Let me enlarge it for y'all. Zoom in a little bit so y'all can read along. Encouraged by his uncle, Jack Butler. His first teacher was his father, S.J. Jacobs. After finishing some of the common public school grades, his father encouraged him to go to college. January 1st, 1897, he entered Coleman College, Gibbsland, Louisiana. He was short of money and his father was not able to help him financially. Therefore, he made arrangements off of the campus where he could help himself by working. Mr. W.F. Hawk, who was Professor Jacobs' landlord when he first entered college, and Professor O.L. Coleman, the president of the school, showed him many kind favors by helping him through school. He graduated in 1902 with much honor. He desired to deliver an oration on commencement day, but the president and faculty appointed him class valedictorian because of his high standing in school. He was loved by his teachers, admired by his classmates, and greatly honored by the students below him. He had several positions offered him when he graduated. Among them was one as field agent for his alma mater, and he accepted this position the next day after graduating. Damn, didn't even take a summer off or nothing. Okay. He traveled 7 months in the states of Louisiana, Arkansas, and Texas in the interest of the above-named school. At the expiration of this time, the president was in need of another teacher, and Professor Jacobs was called on to take the position, and he did so. In the spring of 1903, he was reelected one of the members of the faculty of Coleman College, but resigned to go to his old home to accept the position his father desired him to take. November 2nd, 1903, he founded the Sabine Normal and Industrial Institute, Converse, Louisiana. This position was planned by his father before Professor Jacobs entered college. January 28th, 1904, he married Miss Mary Lee, a student of Coleman College, Gibbsland, Louisiana. In 1905, Professor Jacobs took a special course in the University of Chicago. With the aid of Mrs. Jacobs, a few trustees, and friends, Professor Jacobs has erected 7 good buildings on the campus of the Sabine Normal and Industrial Institute. The value of the property in 1914, including land and livestock, was $30,000. Is Sammy still with us? Did Sammy come back? $30,000 in 1914. I'm gonna see how much that is adjusted for inflation. $30,000 in 1914. Professor Jacobs proved himself worthy as a scholar when a public school teacher by making several first grade certificates. He has often been appointed by his county superintendent as a member of the examining committee, and also appointed in the city of Shreveport to do the same work. The white people with whom he has dealings respect him as a man of business, and he is often called on by the white school authorities to address them in the behalf of his race. Professor Jacobs succeeded in getting the Slater Fund, the Jeans Fund, and his county school board to make annual appropriations to the Sabine School. And now this goes back to what we were talking about when it comes down to the Brown versus Board. When it comes down to we already know what the parents wanted. They wanted proper funding for their schools, proper tax allocations for their schools. And so when you're seeing black schools in the early 20th century, if they are getting some additional funding from white people or whatever, it's due to the respect and mutual benefit that these white people have with whatever black school or black educators and stuff like that. Okay, it wasn't demanded or mandated by the government for that type of support, and that's the reason why the ancestors stood on what they stood on. As far as we, it's not necessarily we want to integrate. We just want to make sure that we're getting equal treatment when it comes down to this whole separate but equal thing. Like, the separate ain't the issue; it's the equal that's the issue, and that's what the ancestors were talking about. So this is a great example of black and white private citizens, coming together for mutual benefit, right? Um, let's see. Cliff says, okay, say Sabine, it must be close to Louisiana Texas border. Okay, does that have like, is there like a Sabine, Texas or something like that? Sammy says 30,000 in 1914 is worth $971,928 today. You feel me? So we talking about almost $1 million. Okay, that the school was valued at. Okay, so here's some facts about the school. We love that. Founded November 2nd, 1903 by R.E. Jacobs. It has 7 buildings supported by the Slater Fund, the Jeans Fund, County School Board, School Farm, and private subscription. Then the faculty, right? And then the value of the school and property, including land, is $30,000. Professor M.L. Collins, one of Louisiana's best teachers. This young man, Melvin Lee Collins, son of Mr. Milton and Mrs. Melissa Collins, began life in 1882 at Forbing, Louisiana. At an early age, his parents trained him to go to church and Sunday school so that on researching the years of accountability, his heart was susceptible to the gospel. And when it was preached to him by the late Bishop O.C. Jones, it took root and he was happily converted. Elder Jones baptized him into membership of the Pleasant Hill Baptist Church in Forbing, Louisiana. After working many years on his father's farm and attending the parish schools whenever opportunity presented itself, he, through the aid of devoted parents, entered the 13th District Normal and Collegiate Institute under the tutorship of the writer and his efficient wife. Mrs. Hicks says he was one of the best students she ever taught, being susceptible, docile, and obedient. With help divine, the assistance of his parents, and the encouragement of his friends, he stuck to his bush and manfully fought the scholastic battle to a finish, graduating from the normal course with honors May 1908. As a teacher, he is thorough in what he attempts to teach. He is conscientious and painstaking. Already at the early age of 30 years, through perseverance and push, he has forged his way as teacher through the teachership of schools at Pleasant Hill Baptist Church, Grand Cane, Dotson Academy, and Spring Ridge Industrial Institute to the principalship of the West End Public School of Shreveport. He founded and taught the, quote, Collins Practical Night School at Shreveport. Professor Collins is not only acknowledged for his marked ability to work the school up from within, but when it comes to working it up from without, he is there. When the teaching fraternity and friends of public school education of Shreveport knew not what to do, that they might pay for a school lot and win for themselves another public school building, Professor Collins came to the rescue and set his mastermind in action. And when he got through thinking a few thoughts, a plan of action had taken shape in his mind. This plan materialized and yielded $334.41. The embarrassed situation was relieved and better facilities for Negro public school children were secured. Be it said to his credit that he is among the few young educators of our race who take stock in the Church of God and delight to worship and mingle with the, quote, man farthest down. We feel safe in the prediction that this young man will continue to ripen as he grows older into one of the world's greatest scholars. So that's fire. Shout out to Sabine. Like I said, we want to get back to this book too, because they were talking about, outside of Mary, Hattie, and Charles. You feel me? Let's see. Cliff says, Sauce says, west of Natchitoches, Louisiana. I've been reading that name, and I don't know if I'm saying it right. And East Nagadoches, Texas. So you on point. See, man, y'all gotta write down the pronunciation of those words. I've been saying, is it Natchitoches? Am I saying there? And Natchitoches? Oh, for sure says, thank you, Sammy, for always coming through with the money breakdown. Yeah, for sure, Sammy, man. Shout out to you, man, for all. We can always count on you for the adjuster for inflation, man. That inflation adjuster. All right. So we're gonna go on to the next school here, the Gloucester Agricultural and Industrial School. Um, let's see. We can close this. And I'll have all of the links in the description. You guys don't worry. I already have them aggregated, so you don't even have to trip. I got you. Let's do Curry first. Let's do Curry. Okay, Curry Normal and Industrial Institute. Let's see here. It's a short page, so we be in and out. Um, Nacodish. Nacodish? I don't know sauce, man. I ain't helping. Nacodish? Nacodish? Is that? Uh, I don't know. Nacodish. Am I saying it right? Nacodish? 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 Or Nacodish? You got me sounding crazy, Sauce, man. Let's just move on. Curry Normal and Industrial Institute was a school for Black American students in Urbana, Ohio. It was founded by E.W.B. Curry in 1889 for the training of Black American youth, and he served as its president. It was also known as the Curry School. The Curry Normal and Industrial Institute was founded by E.W.B. Curry, also known as Elmer Washington Bryant Curry, who served as the president of the Institute and served for more than 20 years. The school curriculum included a Bible school and normal, literary, commercial, music, and industrial departments. In 1913, the Institute received a gift of $2,000 from Martha Faust, a former slave. Judge E.E. Cheney and Ed Hagenbunch served as school officials. George W.B. Conrad and George W. Hayes served as trustees. G.F. Richens served as a traveling representative for the school, and he included in E.W.B. Curry's book on the school's history, a story of the Curry Institute. Oh, so we can actually go to that book? Can we go to that book? Mm. Okay, so we do have a. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. All right, for sure, Sauce. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm saying it right, man. Cause I remember when I learned about Chapatula. Is that how you say it? Chapatula? When it come in, when I went to New Orleans and all of that. Okay, let's see. Is this it? This seems like the book right here. Uh-huh. So we learning, yo. I'm telling you, if I'm able to download this book, this would be another book for the library. Oh man, it's been through some times, hasn't it? Just the current page. I'll be able to find it. All right, so let's see what we got. They said it was on page what? Page 12. E.W.B. Curry. To my devoted wife, Emma. Okay. Oh, so this is written first person. And okay, all right, okay. So we getting some good info. We getting some good info here. So this is a good book. We talking about Curry. We got pictures to go along with it. All right, cool, cool, cool. We'll read the first page. We'll read the first page. Okay. The founding and fostering of the Curry Institute is the story of my life's work. My dear mother impressed me in early childhood that all honest labor was honorable. My father and mother were hardworking people, and their practical lessons of industry will ever be regarded as a most costly legacy by their children. Our home was a humble but happy one, a log cabin on South Street in Delaware, Ohio. 2 meals a day, 2 rounds at the family altar, a mother and father out in service, leaving a mischievous boy and 2 girls at home made up the daily routine for years. My parents were very anxious about the education of the boy and girls. Father was a Baptist minister, one of the first rank in the old school. He pastored with great success for 28 years, spending 14 of them in Athens, Ohio. I did not know the meaning of such heroic sacrifices as my parents made for us during my early life. But as I wrote this little story, Father is in heaven, having left our home on David Street, Delaware, in May 1899. Mother is with us, bending under the weight of 67 winters. Okay. We regard it a great blessing to have her in our home. She is full of enthusiasm for the development of the institution that has used her dining room, clock, chairs, lamps, and whatever could be found around home necessary to supply the shed kitchen school. Thus, I owe it to them to live such a life as will reflect honor and credit upon the name of those who made it possible for me. Do y'all not see how proud he is of where he comes from and wanting to make sure that he is, also honoring his parents and the legacy that they left for him? Like, he remembers that, when I was in the formative years of building this school, I was literally using the furniture from my home to furnish the school. And for that reason, based upon how my parents raised me and all of that other stuff, I want to make them proud. This sounds like a proud son, wanting to make sure that his parents was proud for him. His father died in 1899. This book was written in 1907, right? And his mother at this time is 67 years old. And so that's fire, honoring his parents. Okay. Let's see. When a boy of 15 years, when a boy of 15 years, I employed during the summer vacation by the street commissioner, Mr. Peter Ingard, in the stone quarry and gravel pit. So this is the shed. Is that the rotated? Yeah. So this is the school here. This is the shed kitchen school. This is the first iteration of Curry. That's what it's looking like. Was $3 per week, out of which I paid $1.70 for board. Mr. Ingard was a very strict man to work for. I had the care of a team of horses, which required my attention from 5 o'clock in the morning until 7 in the evening, 7 days a week. Boy was working, what was that, 18? What the hell is wrong with me? 14 hours? 14-hour days, man. At 15, he sound like me. I was working them type of hours at 15. I was working them type of hours at 15, for real. It would usually be like 6 days a week. It wouldn't be the full 7. But as a teenager, I was working 13-hour shifts. Y'all know that. And so, yeah, he was working 14, 5 to 7. Okay. I was glad to know that I can earn my board in $1.25 per week. After a few weeks, I paid 50 cents extra as I had learned to work, as Mr. Ingrid so often remarked. It was this lesson that led me out to think of industrial training. I found that intelligence, sobriety, and industry, coupled with the desire to do all you could for the parties who employed you, would give one better wages and a good reputation. Hard work is just embedded. It's just embedded. It's second nature to just get up off your ass and get to it. I noticed that too many of our boys and girls look upon work as a disgrace. This was written in 1907. And when they do work, it is often the policy to do the least you can for all you can get. Okay? Something that we still hear today we still hear this today in 2025. It came to me that the youth must be trained to work. They should know honest toil is an expression of noble manhood, and the task cannot disgrace, but the one who slights the common duties of everyday life is a disgrace to themselves and to whatever race they represent. Think about what this was happening here. When it comes down to the 5 groups, right? And then in this instance, we're obviously talking about the industrial, right? The industrial group, hard work was just work. Like, that's just what it was. Like, hard work is just synonymous for getting up and working. There was no instance where I'm going to work and not work hard at it and not be great at it. Like, it's just second nature to do that. And I keep seeing these sentiments over and over again, whether it be Isaac Fisher, when we read about him, Booker T. Washington, when we read about him, George Washington Carver, all of these different industrial men. That's how they approached work. That's how they approached labor. And again, I told y'all when Booker T. Washington, when they were getting off the plantation and they were freed, a lot of the people his age during that time took work to be synonymous with slavery and freedom being synonymous with not having to work. And we know that when it comes down to Booker T. Washington working with the hands, he was against that. Like, you have to work. Okay. So, let's see. Inspired with the thought that the educated head, skilled hands, and a heart responsive to the highest and best alone would emancipate my people, I set out to aid the coming of Christ's kingdom as it was revealed to me. So, this is again something that the ancestors stood on. I think this is that small little blurb really encapsulates what we learn here at Hotep history, right? That working with your hands, but being smart, so that's your head and your hands, and your heart or your morals, right? Being aligned with the Christianity that they was raised in. So we got another picture here. Let's rotate it. Get rotated. So this is the main building of the school. Okay. You can see the Curry, I think it says the Curry School. Okay. In classical Delaware, Ohio, January 1889, I rented a shed kitchen in the rear of Isaac Mereday's home on David Street, which became the birthplace of the Curry Institute. Yep, there we go. The shed is 12 by 14 feet and was secured for 50 cents per month, payable in advance. Mother Curry saved flour sacks and assisted in papering the kitchen for our grand opening. I, at that time, was 17. This man opened up the school at 17 years old. King Randall started his at 19. And I told y'all how ancestral King Randall be moving. You feel me? So at 17 years old, he started his journey on becoming an educator, paid for it himself. Well, paid for it, from his peoples, right? From his hard work. 17 years old. And this speaks to, again, the intentionality and the seriousness of the ancestors. See, when motherfuckers get to telling you, oh, let kids be kids, or they're young and they're talking about them being in like their early 20s and stuff like that. It's like, yes, they are young compared to the age that you're going to be able to grow to. If you live long enough, you can grow to be 80, 90, 100 years old. So in comparison to 20 years old, yes, that's young, but that's not indicative of you not being able to do great things even at a young age. Even at a young age. And that's the reason why you see me, post content or show content of young people in their, adolescents, even toddlers, depending on the, the arena that we're talking about, all the way up to, teenagers and young adults doing amazing things. I remember in my book, I wrote about a 12-year-old who was getting accepted into all of these different Ivy League schools because of his talent and his education. Like, you're never too young to be amazing. You're never too young to be great. You dig? So that's at 17 years old. The name of the school was, quote, the place of knowledge for old and young. The rules and regulations to govern the same were written upon a large sheet of paper placed on the wall. We have preserved these rules, the first clock, stove, table, inkstand, library case, and Bible that went into the shed kitchen. Aside from Mother Curry, there was only one with whom we talked about the opening of our school. That was in the person of Miss Hannah Pierce, who was principal of the Delaware High School and at present superintendent of the Christ Hospital in Cincinnati. A better and more sympathetic Christian woman never lived than Miss Pierce. She gave me the first Bible with many other books for the school, and today she keeps posted on the progress of our work. When the news reached Miss Pierce of our incorporating in the organizing of a board of trustees, together with the coming of Professor Richings, so this is, of course, G.F. Richings. So G.F. Richings was not only like a fan of, black institutions and black educators, he was like in it. Like, I guess he just liked seeing Black Americans educate themselves and stuff like that. So he was like a real big fan here. He was a part of the board. Okay. Many letters were received from all parts of the country. Among them, we note the following: Cincinnati, the Christ Hospital, Mount Auburn, Professor E.B.W. Curry. Allow me to congratulate you in bringing about such a wonderful work from a small beginning of a shed, one pupil in a Christian heart ready to assist those less favored than himself in accomplishing something through religious training. Your old friend and teacher, Hannah M. Pierce, Superintendent. So let's look at the executive board. Who do we got? Predominantly white. So President Curry is here. Then he's surrounded by these guys here. Let's see. You're going to give it up for the whites. I know that I owe much to such good white friends as Miss Pierce, who believe in the possibilities of the colored people and are willing to stand up and be counted at any time as a friend to their brother in black. Their brother in black. The Shed Kitchen School was the laughing issue of the community. The name was changed by the Jolly Boys to Curry College in the Shed. During the 6 years in Delaware and 2 in Mechanicsburg, the institution was best known by its nickname, Curry College. Okay? Brother in black is crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. Upon reaching Urbana, it went under the name of Curry School and was incorporated as the Curry Normal and Industrial Institute. The Shed Kitchen was repaired and placed in order for our work. I picked up brick bats out of which a chimney was erected. The furniture to supply the room was secured at a second-hand store for $6.15. Terms 1/3 down, balance in 30 days, or first payment to go as rental for goods. By hard effort, the goods were paid for. Allow me to add, today such furniture as we have that came from the Shed Kitchen is not for sale at any price. Not selling it. This is a part of the history of our school. Dig it. A few weeks ago, so this is, I love that we are like knee deep. This is 1907. Like in the midst of him writing this, the school is still like he's literally telling you what's going on right now. This is some of my favorite primary sources. Because he is the founder of the school talking about the school and in its like contextual, in its present context. A few weeks ago, the shed was purchased and will be taken down. Enough of the lumber will be built into a model shed to be preserved in the school's collection, and the remainder will be distributed over the country as souvenirs. On the night of my opening, I enrolled one student in the person of Mr. Jerry Austin, who was at the time over 50 years old. The tuition was 25 cents per week. During the first year, the enrollment reached 6 pupils. Cold to run, the school was picked up in the Hocking Valley Railroad yards. The second year, the work was conducted in the dining room of the Curry home, corner of David and Harrison Streets. In the fall of 90, I love that too. When it's like, because when we just say the 90s, like we just talking about the 90s, we're obviously talking about the 1990 to 1999. Obviously, when they're talking about the 90s, they're talking about the 19th century, the 1800s. So it's like in the fall of 90, it just, because when I see the fall of 90 in the the modern context, obviously it's talking about 1990. But I love how that is. It's just like it's the 90s. In the fall of 90, High Warden Hall was secured. G.F. Richards again. Where the school was operated amid many hardships for 3 years. The half was endured for these 3 years. The half that was endured for these 3 years will never be told. One season, when the rent alone was $100, aside from fuel and general running expenses, our enrollment on an average was only 2 students. Yet the school was open every day, and I worked in the harvest field and with the plasterers all summer to pay up the debts made by the school during the winter. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes down to modern efforts. Could you imagine being, up against this type of stuff in 2025 and how easy it is for you to give up? Shit, I know people that would have had their stream shut down and not even try to start streaming again or restream. Like, no, dog, we're gonna exhaust every option before we throw in the towel, bro. That's the whole point of life. You feel me? So look at that. Only had two students, which is not nearly enough to keep the the doors open. The rent is $100 or whatever it was. And now you still got to worry about fuel and just the expenses to run the school, and you only had two students. You feel me? And he still had to work every day. Still had to get with the other contractors and other day laborers and stuff like that. You feel me? So it's that type of work ethic that I'm talking about. Our first industrial classes were opened in '90. Mother Curry and Mrs. Abe Wilson had charge of a number of little girls in plain sewing. They came on Saturday afternoons, free of tuition. In the spring, I collected several boys who were idle and took contracts for cleaning gutters, cellars, gardens, and all kinds of general work. We uniformed with star soap caps and overalls, and soon we found plenty of work to do at a good price for boy labor. So imagine in your elementary school, in your middle school, in your high school, the work that you're doing in class is actually like work for real. Like, and you're getting paid to do the work. Because we already did the Isaac Fisher story where the work that he did at Tuskegee, his wages that he earned at Tuskegee paid for his tuition at Tuskegee. You dig? So that's what we're seeing here. They literally had, this is the marketplace at this point. This is the job market, and boy labor, which just sounds crazy. Pause. Is there? I never will forget how one boy who was held by the officers for a term in the reform school at Lancaster was given an opportunity to stay home by Mayor Baker if he would work under the supervision of the Curry gang, and I would become responsible for his conduct. This was done, and that boy grew to be a successful and industrious man. That's what I'm talking about. Little knucklehead nigga. Little knucklehead. Little knucklehead needing some guidance from elder men. And look, he went from being a knucklehead at a reform school. Okay. Curry takes him under his wing, and he graduates and becomes a successful and industrious man. Fist in the air for my brother Rashad in the chat. Cliff says, I bet the 1890s was just as lit as the 1990s. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so in the fall of '94, a brick dwelling was rented on South Street, and the school opened for day and night work with the first student to enroll from out the city. He was Mr. Elias Thomas and came from Cincinnati. After 6 years of hard work, the school issued its first diploma to Mr. Elmer Pettiford, Van Wert County, Ohio. He passed a civil service examination and worked in the Treasury Department at Washington until his death 2 years ago. I received my training in the common and high schools, graduating in 1889. After teaching the district, these are the white men. Hold on. We read about Conrad, right? George W.B. Conrad. Okay. So what was that? After teaching a district school in Van Wert County, Ohio, I returned to Delaware and took a course in Michael College and entered the Ohio Wesleyan University. In the meantime, I conducted the Curry School at night. It was once my fancy to practice law. I made this known to Honorable F.M. Marriott. Crazy if that's the same Marriott person, and he gave me free tuition in the use of books in the firm of Marriott and Wickham, where I spent 2 years as a student at law. These two gentlemen, Lawyer Marriott and Judge Wickham, were liberal in many ways with me. Whatever honor comes to our work, I want my good friends, Attorney Marriott and Judge Wickham, to know that they contributed largely and richly toward the same. During my last 2 years in Delaware, I taught as a regular teacher in the public night schools. This is the only occasion upon which a colored person has ever been employed as a teacher in the mixed schools of Delaware. I had excellent opportunities for musical training in the Crawford Brass Band, of which I was a member 10 years. Also played in the high school orchestra and the Sunday school orchestra at the St. Paul M.E. Church. White. I love that. You feel me? White in the parentheses. Gotta let us know if it was a white owned spot. My instruments were cornet and bass violin. Thus, in Delaware, the place of my birth, in our public schools, college, university, gravel pit, stone quarry, law offices, and schoolrooms, I received a general training, a great help to me in my life's work. So again, that's his whole life right there. All of these different institutions, all of these different jobs that he worked, all of the things he did were how he was able to create the Curry Institute. This is a great primary source. Definitely. We're gonna read one more page, and then we're gonna move on. At the age of 11, I professed a hope in Christ and became a member of the Baptist Church. Hold on, 90 degrees. There we go. We got Mrs. Emma James and Mrs. Mary McWilliam. Y'all don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. These are the ancestors. Y'all be nice. But jeez. All right. All right, we're going to read this last page and then we're going to move on. The school had now gained a reputation throughout the state, and the question of a permanent location was to be settled. Oh, my God. Oh, for sure, please. Can we get through one? Can we get through one portrait? Oh, my goodness. She talking about ain't no way. Yo, come on. Oh my God. Hold on. Cliff say he Googled something. Says Willard and Alice Marriott, founders of the what? Hold on. I believe you, Cliff, but we gotta look that up. We gotta see that. Hold on. You said Willard? Yo, why yo. Yo, Rashad, dog. You missed it, bro. You missed it, yo. It is, yo. If he, hold on, where was he at? So Utah and New Hampshire, and what was? Hold on, we gotta go back because if that's the same Marriott, that's crazy. Y'all are so mean, son. Unrelenting. Did we skip the page? Did I skip it? Yeah, Rashad, you missed it. I didn't go in. I don't remember me going in. I don't remember me going in, but yeah, people were definitely going in on Miss Hattie. No, so it was honorable. It was this one, honorable FM Marriott and Wickham. So FM Marriott. That's what we looking for. FM Marriott. So yeah. Could be related though. I mean, how many Marriotts do you know? You know what I mean? Let's get back. Oh no, look, Hattie. We got Hattie on the. No, we not doing Hattie. We not doing Hattie right now. We not doing Hattie right now. She's good, man. Rest in peace to Hattie. Oh my God. Leave Hattie alone. I feel like that dude. Leave Hattie alone. Justice for Hattie, man. We got so many inside hashtags. It's so crazy. Oh my goodness. All right, let's X out of that. It won't let me click the X. There we go. Rashad says, hold on. Oh, for sure, said I spit my drink out. Be nice, y'all. Come on now. These are the ancestors we still talk about. Y'all be nice. All right, let's get back to it. Let's finish this page so we can move on. Your grandma named Hattie? Oh man. Yo, Rashad, I'm gonna clip that part up and send it to you, gang. That shit was hilarious. They was in here talking crazy. Look, they still in here talking crazy. For sure says the beauty industry was too popping during that time period for this. Oh my goodness. Okay, man. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? There we go. The school has now gained a reputation throughout the state, and the question of a permanent location was to be settled. Students came to us from 4 or 5 states and Canada, and it was evident that such a school had a mission to perform in the uplifting of humanity. Several places were visited in view of location. Our good friend and former student in our school, Reverend James R. Patterson, offered a very beautiful site at his home in Van Wert, Ohio. The citizens of Mechanicsburg, through the influence of Reverend N.S. Merritt, were interested in locating the institution in that pleasant little village. Upon invitation of Mayor Barr, I made a trip to the Berg. Oh, he called it the Berg. He called it the Berg. Yo, I made a trip to the Berg and had a conference with the members of the city council, local government. A committee was appointed to select grounds and make an offer for the institution. 7 acres were selected in the Bar addition near a suburb called Nashville. The grounds were to be given providing the school would locate and erect a building. The Baptist church, where Reverend Merritt was pastor, gave the use of the basement, which contained several rooms for the classes. Leaving our dear old home and loved ones, I, accompanied by my uncle and aunt, Mr. and Mrs. Isaac Thornton, who took all their household goods, moved by a great sacrifice for aunt and uncle, moved by wagons to Mechanicsburg in September 95. I'm loving this 95, 94 stuff. This was a great sacrifice for aunt and uncle as they made all their belongings subject to the use of the school. So they gave all of their worldly possessions to the school. That's what's up, auntie. That's what's up, unc. That's a good aunt and uncle right there. They kept the dormitory for teachers and students. A mother and father could not have been more for me at that time. I will never forget them. The school opened with 19 students and 3 teachers, Professors W.N. Kinney, Staunton, Virginia, and W.A. Kelly, Pittsburgh, associating with me in the work. Okay, because now y'all got me looking at these damn hairstyles, man. We gotta have a whole beauty and hair and barbering, and because, man, see. All right. Oh, man. Shout out to Emma Davis and Mrs. Julia Porter. No. We're not going to do that. Yo, oh, for sure. You're going to get kicked out the chat, yo. You can't keep doing this, yo. Oh, for sure going to get kicked out. Because Cause I ain't gonna lie, Julia do look like she smelt like something stink in that room. She got that face, gang. She got that face on where it's like, yo, it's something stink in this bitch. Oh man. All right, so that was the last page I said we was gonna read. All right, so let's move on, man. Let's move on. Where's that book at? Here we go. So let's go back. So now we back at the previous book. You feel me? That looked like Dr. Kirkland, mama. Oh my goodness. Who is Dr. Kirkland? Y'all, I'm telling y'all, man. The Lord is not looking down favorably on y'all commentary. I'm just letting y'all know. Y'all comments is crazy. Y'all not about to have me roped up in this. Oh, God. Okay. Because y'all got me all distracted now. Oh, my goodness. Dr. Kirkland. Oh, my God. Yeah, we got to go over Gilded Age, yo. We got to. We going to go over that shit this week. I'm a pencil it in. We got to, man. We already behind. I mean, that season 4 ain't coming out until fucking 2026 or 2027. Like late, it's either going to be late 2026 or early 2027. So we got plenty of time. But let's get into the Gloucester Agriculture and Industrial School. Let's see if we can get some Googles on that. Okay. So we got some stuff. What's his name? So we can X out of the curry. And like I said, all links will be in the description once the video is uploaded and stuff like that, y'all. So don't worry. Oh, I love my job so much. So Professor W.B. Weaver. Okay, so he's the principal, but I just wanted to. So they got some information on it, but you can see the primary source is looking like the best. They had a study from 2000 written about it. Yeah. Anyway, back to the primary source. Back to the primary source. Okay. Professor W.B. Weaver, the principal of Gloucester Agricultural and Industrial School, was born April 7, 1852 in Winton, North Carolina. The first school he attended was taught by his oldest brother under a cart shelter. From there to a log hut, which has been used as a barn, making seats out of boxes and plank boards. In 1869, he spent a few months in a public school where he was advanced to the grade from which he could enter Hampton Normal and Agricultural Institute in Hampton, Virginia. He worked his way through and in 1873 began teaching his first school in his native state, having in his school 112 pupils. So this is another thing. When it comes down to their ancestors, look at what they are. Man, the resourcefulness of the ancestors cannot be overstated at all. At all. Son got his education under a cart shelter. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I don't even know what that is. Is it a cart turned upside down, turned into you know what I'm saying, a cart or some shit? Like I don't even know. And then it moved on, to a log cabin. Like I want y'all to see, this is where genius was born. You feel me? This is where amazing behavior, education, and all these different things were born in a fucking log cabin, gang. In 1875 and 1876, he taught in the Valley of Virginia. In 1878 at Williamsport, Pennsylvania. I've been there before. And in the fall of 1879, he returned to Virginia and looking for a fruitful field was sent by General S.C. Armstrong to Gloucester County, where he began this noble effort for the uplifting of his race. He opened school in December 1879 in a little log cabin, which was used by slaves as a meeting house before the war. You feel me? Look at the history in just that log cabin. Okay. In this dark room, he taught over 75 pupils. He soon caused the people in the community to see and feel the need of education and securing the cooperation of the school board and by the aid of the colored people, a 2-story building was erected, known as Bethel Public Schoolhouse. Here, 196 pupils were in attendance and 3 teachers employed. Damn, 3 teachers? 200 students, 3 teachers? Oh my goodness. Y'all are killing me in the chat. Oh my goodness. His beard. Oh yeah. Superior facial hair, for sure. Superior facial hair. I'm not working hard enough. My mustache and beard are nowhere near as luxurious as this. I have a lot of work to do. You can still see my lips. So, yeah. Powerful. Definitely have a powerful beard and mustache. Oh, for sure. You going to hell, gang. I'm just letting you know. All right. Okay. His school did not close at the end of the public school term of 5 months as other schools, but by keeping the people interested, he raised money enough to continue for 8 months. And I said that. Remember, I told y'all, like, when it came down to little boys specifically, a lot of them only went to school 4 or 5, 3, 4, 5 months out of the year because they had to work. But he raised enough money to continue for 8 more months. Uh, Seeing the need of an industrial school for Gloucester and surrounding counties, he gave up the public school work and entered upon the work of establishing an industrial school. An educational mass meeting was called in which the board of trustees were elected. Professor Weaver then commenced the work of raising money for the proposed school. In October 1888, he opened school with 4 pupils in a board house once used for a store. Coming out of a well-arranged, crowded schoolroom into this dilapidated makeshift with only 4 pupils made him feel strange. Like this ain't got no motion for real. But having made a start in the direction which he believed to be right, he did not look back, but daily pressed on the work of teaching. In 1890, 33 acres of land were bought and Richmond Hall commenced. Okay. In October of that year, he opened school in this building, though only partly finished. So now we done moved on up. Look at that. That's the Richmond Hall School. Even though the construction wasn't all the way, it wasn't all the way there. You feel me? He still, he upgraded from this. Well, he upgraded from this to this to this. Okay. Since that time, 120 acres more of land have been purchased, a large farm put under cultivation, other buildings erected, and an industrial shops opened. One large building known as Douglas Hall has recently been erected, and in use, though not completed. It is a 3-story building, 78 by 60 in size, and will cost, when completed, upward of $6,000. So this is again in the moment. So when was this book was written? When? 1902. Yep. 1902. So $6,000 in 1902. I know it's getting late. Sammy might be putting the family to bed. But if you are there, Sammy, $6,000 in 1902. Hip us to the numbers. All right. The school is located in Gloucester County on York River and is accessible by a daily line of steamers plying between Baltimore and West Point. It is easy to reach of over 30,000 colored people. Okay, it has sent out several graduates who are doing good work among their people and for their country. There are at present 97 pupils on roll, and the school property is valued at $15,000. Okay, $15,000. So you can do 6,000 and 15,000 in 1902. Mrs. A.B. Weaver, the wife of Professor Weaver, has been a strong helper with him in this work. So this is going to be another instance of G.F. Richings talking about a woman. Let's see if he talks about Mrs. Weaver the same way that he was talking about Mary, who was also married. And I find it very fucking funny that he didn't call her Mrs. What was the son's name? Damn it. What was that? It's right at the tip of my goddamn tongue. Pause. Reverend Charles. What was Reverend Charles's last name, y'all? Jeez, come on. What was Reverend Charles' last name? But anyway, she should have been Mrs. Reverend Charles or whatever. Anyway, so let's see. He says that his success is largely due to her constant work, wise counsel, and strong faith in God. Okay, many times when the way would be dark, Parrish, there we go, Reverend Parrish. She should have been Mrs. Mary Parrish, okay? But she was Miss Mary V. Cook. I wonder why. But anyway, many times when the way would be dark and to continue in this industrial schoolwork looked impossible, she would encourage him to hold on a few days longer. She graduated from the Albany High School of New York in 1880 and in 81 became one of his assistant teachers in the Bethel Public School. And she has stuck firmly to the work ever since. The object of this school is to make good and useful citizens, to train teachers, preachers, mechanics, farmers, and leaders for the race. The school depends largely on charity for support. The colored people in Gloucester are very proud of this school, its work, and its workers, and contribute freely of their small means to its support. It is an outgrowth of the Hampton School and is known as Hampton's second son, and shows the wonderful influence of that school. It also shows how the colored people are striving to help themselves and how they succeed when they have had a chance in such schools. Man, see, he didn't say shit about Anna. Oh, for sure. How you digging this? How you digging this hairstyle? Since y'all repenting before y'all go to bed, how y'all digging this? This is giving hat hair, if you ask me. This is giving motorcycle helmet. For sure. This was intentional. She made this up before she took this picture. Arms folded. I don't know what that denotes to y'all. She can fight. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anna can fight. So that's what it was. He was really sweet on Mary. He's mentioned several other women, and he ain't talk about near woman like he talked about Mary. He was in love with Mary, for sure, for sure. Crystal says, "Let it go. Them folks long dead. Mary done already shut the live stream down once." Yeah, son. She trying to smile, but also not trying to smile at the same time. She is pretty. She is pretty. I'll give her that. You're right. She's not ugly. You know, we saw some undesirables. I'm not gonna lie. You feel me? And it ain't got nothing to do with complexion, because Julia, geez, Louise, crackers and cheese. She was. Anyway. All right. So what we gonna do for the last half an hour, y'all? What y'all want to do? We gonna keep reading. This is a good book. This is a great book. Julie was definitely different, man. Ugh. Man, she had very strong features. I'll say that. What's the name say? Beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns. Martha Schofield, who are you, beloved? Can we learn more about you from Google, or are you going to be one of those people that Google don't never heard of? Yo, what is this fucking hairstyle, gang? What is this? Who? All right, I need to know who's responsible. Who is responsible for this hairstyle? And it's only among the oh my goodness. Hold on. Let's go back to the book. Was established in 1868. So let's go to her shit again. Did she build up a school? She attended school. When she finished school, became a teacher. Blah, 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 Long Island. Shout out to Long Island. Westchester County. Schofield then founded a school in 1868. This is her. This is definitely her. Wow. Yikes. A French roll? Is that what that's called? Or are you saying that's what it looked like? This hairstyle, who put this on the map? Who put this hairstyle on the map? I would like to look it up. I would like to look up the name of this hairstyle, because it was a banger in the late 19th century. Clearly, this is a hairstyle that the girlies were getting like done. Okay? We're going to skip Martha, though. I ain't going to hold you. Not to be racist or nothing like that, but, you know. We good. We good over here. The Reed Orphan Home? No, don't want to read about the orphans. Mrs. Dinah P. Pace. Okay. Yeah, she's definitely missing some teeth. Or she just got that like put 'em up type chin. You feel me? Like she could take a punch. So Dinah, let's see. Let's find out who she is. Yeah, I love primary sources so much, man. Now y'all see. Well, y'all been seeing, and of course it's the same picture. That's why I be so proud. Like they be having one picture. They be having one picture. Crystal says it was basically a pin up. Their hair was pinned and out the way. Habsburg jaw? What the hell is that? Do I even want to Google that? See, the only picture. And I know this picture is from this book. I know it just because of how clear it is. Look how I could zoom in some more. The resolution is still going to be clear as hell. Look how big I got this picture. And if I would have cropped this picture out right now and posted on the Twitter, you feel me? Like this will be way clearer than any of the other pictures that are on Google right now of this. Say, look how grainy these shits is. This shit is 150 by 203. This picture is what? 243 by 335. And all you had to do was go here, screenshot it, and look how clear this picture is. This should be 1,000 something by 1,000 something, just how big the screen is. I be trying to tell y'all, man, ain't nothing beating the primary sources. Nothing is beating primary sources ever. Habsburg Joe. Okay, y'all made me do it. Y'all made me do it. What is that? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Y'all are diabolical, gang. Yo, my chat is relentless, yo. Y'all are crazy, son. What? Isn't this like from inbreeding? The Habsburg jaw and the cost of royal inbreeding. This is what oh my God. Nah, son. That's it. You're done. You're done, oh for sure. That's it. You can't stay for the rest of the stream. This is crazy, yo. You gotta go, yo. That's it. Yo, oh my God. Oh my God, son. Y'all are crazy. The original Crimson Shin. All right, man. Y'all bugged out, son. Y'all are wicked people, son. Y'all are not good people. Y'all are not good people, man. Oh my God. Habsburg jaw is crazy. Oh my goodness. All right. Jasper B. Dudley. So let's talk about the AMN College. Is the AMN College Greensboro? Is that the same one? Is that the fucking Aggies? Is that the same shit? Because isn't the agricultural? Yeah. Agricultural and mechanical. Yep. Shout out to the Aggies. You feel me? Spent a lot of time in Greensboro. Y'all are crazy, man. We just riffing at this point. The AMM College at Greensboro, North Carolina is a state school for the education of the colored youth of North Carolina. The buildings and appointments are the best of any school in the South, except Fisk University. While the main object at this institution is to prepare teachers for the state, they have a splendid industrial department. In the machine shop, a young man made a perfect steam engine, which was the first made by a colored man in the state. Another student made in the wood shop a valuable office desk, and another a handsome pulpit. I think I can safely say that the wood shop and machine shop have the best set of tools and machinery I have seen anywhere. Professor Jasper B. Dudley, AM, who is president of the school, is a native of Wilmington, North Carolina. Shout out to the ancestors. Shout out to my direct ancestors. Okay, coming from Wilmington. He received his education at the public schools of Wilmington, and he also attended the Institute for Colored Youth at Philadelphia. Shout out to Peggy Scott. Okay, in Shaw University at Raleigh. Okay, so he ran. Okay, he's certified. Professor Dudley began teaching in the public schools of his native state in 1876. and has been thus engaged ever since. As president of the state college, he has improved the condition of the school and has also increased the attendance very much. This is him right here. Okay, side part, very valid. Very valid. He has been prominent in the literary world as a writer for both papers and magazines. The Georgia State Industrial. Oh, we just moved on to the next school. So yeah, short. I like this book. It's short bios of the school. I know Richard Wright. Okay, let's just go through them. Shit, fuck it. We here. It's only 15 minutes. We gonna rock out. We gonna read. The Georgia State Industrial College. Georgia State Industrial College is a state institution, the only one of its kind in Georgia for colored youths. It is endowed by the general government and supported by the state. The grounds contain about 86 acres, consisting of 35 acres in the campus and 51 acres in the college farm. The campus, shaded by tall live oaks, festooned. Ooh, festooned. New word. I like that. Festooned. Let's see what that means. So let me read the context. The campus, shaded by tall live oaks, festooned by pretty pendant moss, is for natural scenery the most attractive in the state. So I guess it's like adorned. Is that like another word for it? Okay, adorned. I'm nice. I'm nice. Genius mind here. Look, the first word. I said adorn. I said adorn. Come on now. Literary genius over here. Come on now. That's why they pay me the big bucks over here at Hotep Nation. Come on. The location is perfectly healthful. The college farm is separated from the campus only by the railroad by which passengers are conveyed from the city to their grounds. There are at present the following buildings on the grounds: dormitory, 2 school buildings, chapel, farmhouse, blacksmith shop, wheelwright and carpenter shops, and 4 cottages for the professors. And as you can see, even inside of our higher education institutions, there's going to be a chapel. There's going to be a church, always. You feel me? The courses at present established are the industrial, subnormal, and collegiate. Richard R. Wright, AM, LL.D., who is president of the Georgia State College, was born of slave parents and is a very remarkable man, and one of the best educated men of his race, and one of the most prominent educators in the country. I was very much impressed with the most excellent work at the state school, both in the classroom and workshop. There is no doubt but a great work is being done for the colored youth through Professor Wright's very able efforts. In the late war with Spain, Mr. Wright was appointed as one of the regular paymasters and did the work with great credit to himself and his race. He has been something of a political leader in the state of Georgia, but his greatest work has been as an educator. In 1878, he called the first convention of colored teachers ever assembled in Georgia, and for 3 years was president of that convention. Mr. Wright is the founder of the Ware High School at Augusta, Georgia, the first high school for colored youths and the only one supported by city funds in the state. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's happening? Hold on. What's happening in the chat? Hold on. Crystal says, look at you using context clues. It's deeper than using context clues, gang. It was a little. Okay, so Crystal and O for Show are going to be banned. That's what it sounds like. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. That's what it seems like. That O for Show and Crystal are about to be sent to the gulags for talking crazy. Yes, I use context clues, but also I was literally on point with the word that they would use to define that word. Okay? I said adorn, the definition said adorn. That's, you know what? Why am I explaining myself to y'all? Y'all about to get kicked. It don't even matter. State Normal School. The Slater Industrial Academy was incorporated September 28th, 1892. The state normal school was established March 13th, 1895. The legislature appropriating $1,000 per annum for its maintenance. This institution is located at Winston-Salem. Shout out to Winston-Salem. Spent some time out there too. Professor S.G. Atkins, A.M., was principal. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Son got the wild baldy. I ain't gonna hold you. You feel me? He got the wild baldy. Not gonna lie. And he got the crazy sideburns too. You feel me? But wait, is that? Yeah, I don't. Okay, hold on, cause he got the crazy hairline, receding hairline too. But I've never seen a Ty do this. First and foremost, never seen that. I guess he didn't want the tie all the way up to his neck. And then this shit. Does he have the Reverend collar? Is this a Reverend collar on top? Okay, so you got the bow tie on top the Reverend collar? Wow, egregious. The governor of North Carolina has the following to say for him. Professor S.G. Atkins is a distinguished educator and a man of great moral worth and fine intellectual capacity. He is deeply interested in the moral, intellectual, and material advancement of his race, and his untiring efforts in this direction should have the recognition and support of all who desire the improvement of their fellow beings. His high standing in this state is beyond question and entitles his claims to your earnest consideration, and I trust that you will lend him what assistance you can. Professor Atkins has been an earnest worker in the field of education, and his example and personal endeavors have exerted a beneficial influence on the fortunes of his race. I take pleasure, in endorsing him, and I have the honor to be very respectfully yours, Elias Carr, governor of North Carolina. And this is what I'll be saying about like the narratives about the South and about racism. This is in 1894. There's absolutely nothing holding back the governor of North Carolina to being like, yo, fuck him, he's black, I'm white, I'm racist, fuck him because I'm racist and he's black and I'm white and I'm racist and he's black and I'm white. And, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, nah, the governor is giving props. The governor is giving props, and it's just like, yeah, I'm not about to do it. We got 10 minutes left on the stream. I'm not about to go into that whole thing. But I have a thing. I have a theory. Listen, it's not about respectability, politics, or none of that shit. It's just like, yo, it's good and bad people, no matter what time or what era that you're in. We've read several different schools that had either was, getting funds from the state or the city, or had white people that were involved. You already know this is G.F. Riching's book. So a white man is involved in just documenting these schools, and he's giving nothing but props to these black people, and then showing different instances where other people are giving props to the ancestors for the work that they're doing. And so when you have these, I want y'all to see, like, when y'all be having your contemporaries on the timeline talk about the South in general, talking about the 19th century in general, talking about white people in general, talking about race relations in general, all of that shit, you got to understand that this is the nuance that they're skipping intentionally, because intellectually they can't keep up. They can't fathom. If you were to tell somebody, you feel me? If you were to tell somebody like, yo, the governor of North Carolina gave a black man props for his for being an educator for black Americans in 1894, true or false? True or false? They would have been like, oh, absolutely false. That never happened. And here we go, primary source. You feel me? For Show says, GF wrote this book for Mary. I don't believe it. I don't believe his motives. I ain't gonna lie, we might have to dedicate this episode to Miss Mary V. Cook. I ain't gonna hold you. She stole the show by just existing. Ricky says, Hotep and Bill, my bad, I'm late. It's all good, bro. You can catch the playback. You can catch the replay. Mr. Atkins may feel proud of the high praise given him by the governor. His school opened in a small building, 20 by 40, with one teacher and 25 students. The school now has 12 teachers and last session enrolled 250 students in all departments and has property valued at 25,000. Wow. This institution is founded on the idea that intellectual development and industrial training should go hand in hand. Let's go. Let's go. That's what the Hotep's been saying. Do both, nigga. Where would I find that picture at? Because I know I posted it. But it's that political cartoon that I tell y'all about, and I showed y'all before, where it's the guy, the vocational, worker, and then you have the higher educated person, and they're tugging at a cow, which is supposed to be like, freaking frack, man. I can't think of the keywords that I used in that tweet. And I know as soon as I close the stream, I'll be able to find it. But yeah, it's basically the working with your hands versus working with your head, and then being able to, basically say that one is better than the other. But so many people on the ground were like, yo, bro, we could just do both. We could just do both. We don't have to be like dumb farmers, and we don't have to be a bunch of smart, useless motherfuckers. Like, we could do both. But anyway, the departments of instruction may be denominated as follows: 1, industrial; 2, literary; 3, musical. The literary department has in view chiefly the preparing of teachers for the public schools of the state. Both races have, I love that it's just both races. I love that, America was once just a bunch of black and white people. And I'm not disparaging the Asians, the Hispanics, and other people that were kind of sprinkled in here and there throughout this time. But it was, predominantly just white and black people. But anyway, both races have contributed help, and especially white men of means in Winston-Salem. Okay? The state of Delaware had at last been aroused, pause, to a sense of his duty toward the education of the Negro. That seems integrated. Atlanta University, we know about Atlanta University. Shout out to them. This is a great book. I ain't gonna hold you. Hold on. An endowment of at least $500,000 is needed. Okay. The institution is chartered, is controlled by an independent board of trustees, is undenominational, but earnestly Christian in its religious influence, owns 65 acres in the city of Atlanta with 4 large brick buildings and other property valued at $250,000. In strategic location, efficient organization, successful maintenance of high standards, and opportunities for future development and usefulness, few institutions present so strong a claim for liberal support and permanent endowment. An endowment of at least $500,000 is needed. $500,000 in 1902. How much is that? Is Sammy still with us? 'Cause I told you he probably got putting the babies to sleep. $500,000 though. Of this amount, less than 5,000 is as yet secured. Sheesh. The institution has about $28,000 of scholarship and library funds, but these are not available for general current expenses. It is earnestly hoped that the needed endowment may be provided by friends, either in their wills or, better still, by the generous gifts while living. The corporate name of the institution is the Trustees of the Atlanta University in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. And then we got Berea and stuff like that. Okay, so let's wind down here. Let's close all of these out. Oh my goodness. Y'all were a trip tonight. Y'all really did y'all big one. Crystal went for show. Y'all wild out tonight. I ain't gonna hold you. Let's see. Crystal says, #justice for Mary. Her good name done got drugged through the mud because GF had a crush. Man, look at the patriarchy. Man, I'm telling you. it would have been a problem. It would have been a problem, fellas. Please, please, fellas, please back me up here. If a random white man wrote about your wife, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go to Mary V. Let's go back to Mary V, gang. Let's go back to Mary V. He didn't, yo, we read mad pages of this book, yo. We read mad pages of this book, and he did not talk about no other woman like this. He did not. He did not talk about no other woman like this. Why is it doing this? All right, let's go. What was the name of this damn school? I forgot the name of the school. Y'all got me so out my body. This shit is crazy, son. We done read, what, 15 pages of this book? Something like that, 10 pages of this book. And he talked about several other women. Several other women. And he did not talk about okay, this is the chapter. Yeah, he did not talk about nobody like this. Not gonna hold you. If we are going to have to rank it tonight, and we don't do this often, but like, I'm not gonna hold you, son. Due to, yeah, son, Mary took it. Mary took it. She's the baddie of the night. I'm not gonna hold you. This is 19th century baddie. For sure. For sure. That's so crazy. Because you got to think about the reputation, too. This ain't... Yo, Parrish ain't the only nigga who bought this book. What if your mans buy this book, man? Your mans buy the book. Okay, he buys the book. And he like, yo, son, you seen the way Richards was talking about your wife, dog? He was like, first of all, he didn't even put down that y'all was married. Y'all been married for years. Why he ain't tell? Yo, I want to make sure I'm not fucking tripping, dog. I want to make sure I'm not tripping. This man was married. He got married he got married in like 1890 something. Hold on. Family and death. Yeah, on January 26, 1898, he married Mary Virginia Cook. She got her own shit. She got her own wiki. You feel me? He married her 4 years before the book was published. And this nigga had the nerve to call her Miss Mary V. Cook. He didn't respect that marriage. Nah, dog, this really might be a deeper, darker criminal link. This might be a deeper, darker criminal link. All of the other women who were married got Mrs. on their name. This nigga went out of his way to call her Miss Mary V. Cook, bro. Not Mrs. Mary Parrish. Or even Cook Parrish. You feel me? At least Wiki did that. At least Wiki did that. Cook Parrish. He didn't even do that. He seen them big eyes, that long hair, and he was like, yeah, that's me. Oh my goodness, bro. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's egregious. That is outrageous. That is disrespectful. And only we would see this. You see why we go to the primary sources? This shit came up because that's not something, yo, it's whatever. But you got to read the book. We didn't read the whole book. Feel me? It's not even like a continuous story. He's just giving biographies and background stories of black institutions and black American progress and shit when it comes to institutions. This is a great book. Thank you to my production manager. They killed it with this book. I can't wait to read this book some more. That's crazy, son. Like, real shit. Like, you can't tell me he not violating on purpose. You can't tell me he not violating on purpose. Like, nigga, you don't think I peeped that? Yo, son, if y'all are just tuning in, I want y'all to read what this man had. We read 4 or 5 other things he had to say I mean, we've read him speak about 4 or 5 other women. They did not sound like this. I cannot stress this shit enough. Let's go back. Because, again, he's not calling her Mrs. Nothing. She's just Miss Cook, which is crazy. Think about how etiquette was back then. You feel me? Think about how etiquette was back then. And let's just see. When did Hattie get married? When did Hattie get married? I want to know when she got married. Because if it was after 1902, then she's in the clear. She founded the 1909. Let me see. She got married in 1906. She got married in 1906. So she gets to be called Miss Hattie. She didn't get married till 4 years after this book came out. She's an unmarried woman. So Hattie gets to be called Miss. On the other end of that, look at that. Look at that. She's not to be married for another 4 years. Mary has been married for 4 years. And this nigga, you gonna call her Miss Cook? Excuse me? But anyway, fellas, I want you to put yourself in a position that an admirer of your woman, your wife, is writing this about your wife. And I want y'all to hear it in the way that I'm saying it. Y'all ready? Miss Cook is a thorough businesswoman. Her industry and close application to affairs entrusted to her is of marked comment. She is conscientiously consistent with an honest conviction of right, to which she adheres with admirable fearlessness. Admirable fearlessness. You admire her ability to not be scared. She is, by her very constitution, by virtue of her just being her, just her constitution, compassionate, gentle, patient, self-denying, loving, hopeful, trustful, and by the power of her own pure soul, she unconsciously molds the lives of those under her. How the fuck do you know this about my wife and you only talk to her for a fucking day? How do you know all of this about my fucking wife? First of all, she all right, she cool. I don't know about all of this. Okay? But even if I felt exactly how you felt about her, nigga, that's my wife. I get to say this about her. Who the fuck are you? Bugged out. It would be utterly impossible to live on day after day with Miss Cook and not feel the desire for as noble a life springing up in your own heart. So that's the jealousy and envy pouring out of him. That's the jealousy, and it would be impossible to live on day after day with her and not feel the desire for as noble a life springing up in your own heart. He's over. That's him popping shots. That's him throwing shots at Charles. That's him throwing shots at Charles. You feel me? Like, I don't know what your nigga doing. And he said that shit too. He, as a white man, I don't know what your nigga doing. But if I was living with you day by day, I promise you it would be impossible for me to not want to live a better life and be noble and all of this, that, and the third. This is dirty macking. This is early 20th century dirty macking. He's not done though. He got more shit to say about your wife. Hold on. This is what he said about your wife. She has a wonderful influence over her pupils, who love her with the love that casteth out fear. Casteth. This motherfucker said casteth. He could have just said casted. He could have just said cast. Nah, casteth. Because you know what happens You a real nigga, so you gonna read this. She gonna act like she ain't read it. She's a girl. So now you in the bedroom yelling at her, and she's sitting there on the edge of the bed like, oh, he said all of that? Yes! But he's still not done. He's still not done. And she not only influences them, but all who come in contact with her are wonderfully impressed, including me, especially me. As a matter of fact, when I say all, I only am talking about me. I don't know who else she's met. I've never met another person who met Mary. I am the only nigga that I know that met Mary, and I can tell you right now, I am wonderfully impressed. Looking ass over there. Wonderfully impressed by your wife, nigga. Your wife is wonderfully impressive. Absolutely. He's not done. Miss Cook is an intelligent little woman. That's it. That is when fists are being thrown. See, I was grinning and bearing it because that's what these motherfuckers do. They do the plausible deniability shit. Oh, I was just being complimentary. I was just paying her a compliment. But you called my wife a little woman. Fuck, nigga, who you talking to? Now, this is getting way too personal. Yo, we have read the biographies of several different schools, several different schoolmasters, and people who founded schools, yo. He did not call none of those motherfuckers little, gang. Miss Cook is an intelligent little woman, a deep thinker, keeps abreast of the times and holds no mean place in the galaxy of distinguished colored women. Dog. And she's super light bright. She light skinned, so if she start blushing, you gonna see it. Dog. I would have been moving furniture. What? I'm going to put it to you like this. They would have been like, yo, Hotep, if you beat GF Richings up, it's going to cause a ripple effect for all of the black schools in America. He may be a lifeline for us. Booker T is already busy doing all of this, that, and the third. And I'm telling you, I'm sinking the whole ship behind mine. I'm sinking that nigga. If I punch him out and he's like, you know what, I'm never investing or I'm never covering Negro schools ever again. You're not a man of the cloth. You guys don't deserve it. I don't give a fuck. Watch your mouth. Watch how you talk about my wife, fuck nigga. What? Nah, dog. And the ladies in the chat, they laughing and shit, but let it have been a white woman talking like this about Charles, then it ain't funny no more. Then Mary and all of them got all of the right to drag that white woman in the streets. Think about that, ladies. Everybody over there blushing and being like, oh my God, this motherfucker spitting and all that other shit. Now, what if G.F. Richings was Geraldine F. Richings and she got all of the bread? And she's saying, oh my God, he's so handsome. He's so, his stature and his ability to handle business, his masculinity. He's so understanding. He's so intelligent. He's so this. His work ethic is so high. And if anytime you would meet him, his masculinity just exudes from his body and all this other shit. Y'all be ready to not only burn her down, but burn the school down, burn the book, shoot up and burn down the publishing house. You feel me? What? Fuck out of here. Nah, y'all bugged out. Y'all are out of pocket. Let me read the last bit of this chat because I know it's a bunch of fucking nonsense. I know it's nonsense. Hold on. Crystal says, I could just imagine the argument that was had once this book came out. And it ain't like she or he could just leave. Who you think slept on the couch that night? Man, listen, I could tell you who would have been sleeping in the dirt. I would have tell you who would have been sleeping with the fucking fishes. I can tell you that. Alchemist says her hair on point though, calm fit. That's a fact. She's the most put together woman in the book so far. Okay. Crystal says, you know they was at the barbershop talking shit to Red. You had, like, come on, gang. He's not, he did not say this shit about nobody else in the book. He didn't even try to cover it up and be like, well, I give compliments like that to women all of the time. He talked about a woman right after Mary. He talked about Hattie, and all he did, he basically made her sound like a fucking livestock. Oh, she a hard worker. She's smart. She great at music. It was whatever. He didn't comment on her looks whatever. He didn't comment on her personality whatsoever. This nigga gave Mary a whole fucking paragraph of personal feelings about her that had nothing to do with the profession or anything that she does professionally. It was shit that he was just admiring about her. Fearlessness? How much fearlessness do you need to have to teach children shit? What do you mean fearlessness? What kind of shit is that? You calling my bitch brave? For what? Nah, son. You got me calling my wife a bitch. This is what I'm talking about. Nah, man, to add insult to injury, it was a white man on top of that. Nah, son. Nah, man. Fuck that. Alchemist says, nah, we got to run the fade. Exactly. Look at her eyes. Miss Mama Cheats is crazy. That's crazy. You putting cheating on Mary now? Is that why she the only one fucking smiling? All these other women ain't smiling in these photos. We noticed that. Hattie ain't smiling in this motherfucker. Hattie look annoyed as a motherfucker. She look annoyed in this bitch. Mary, on the other hand, though, she got a little, she tried to keep it P. Her lip line should have been down here, but it's up here because he done made her feel a little bit special because he said all of this fucking bullshit to her. So now when it's time to take the photo, this how she looking at him. A white man. That's why I wanted to know who Mary's father was, or Mary's parents. Because if she come from that interracial shit, then you already know it's in the DNA. But anyway, Cliff said, bro was violating. This backstory sounds like a definite Tubi movie. That's a fact. Oh, for sure says the ancestors were messy. Yes. Crystal says black ancestral women don't cheat. Oh, man. Cliff says, I'm going to use that line on my wifey. How'd it go? Most outstanding woman in the galaxy. Yeah. Oh, for sure says, that's the energy I need for real. Write a chapter about me, period. Nah, GF was spitting, man. Fuck that. He gonna be spitting up blood fucking with me. Crystal says that man fell in love in one day. Come on, man. Bullshit. Oh, for sure says utterly impossible. I know that's right. Y'all getting gassed off the white man? Y'all pissing me off. I teach way too much Black American history for y'all motherfuckers to be going up like this for a white man's compliments. Nah, man. Not a white man's compliments is better? Huh? Look at y'all upholding white supremacy. He would have got me, not gonna lie. What? Nah, son. Oh my God. He out of pocket quoting scripture now. Yo, son. Out of pocket. Shout out to the women who make lasting impressions. That's ancestral. Oh my God. Please. Spare me, okay? Fisticuffs for sure. Alchemist says, nah, I'm pulling out the brass knuckles. That's a fact. Hands and feet. Hands and feet, son. Oh my God. Let's see. Crystal says, no, sir. She would have just been as out of line, sir. Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure says, if that woman is spitting like this, you got him, sister. I don't have the effort or the imagination. Oh, my goodness. Cliff says, sounds like a recent episode of Reasonable Doubt. Is that like a show? Because the only Reasonable Doubt I know is the Jay-Z album. So I guess I'm going to assume that's a show. Oh, man. Yo, man. Listen. Y'all have been amazing. I appreciate y'all. Oh, man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all are insane people, though. I'm letting y'all know right now. I'm glad that we are creating this community. You did.
What's up, baby? Shit,
but we getting out of here,
everybody
man.
Know your name. My spades go too late.
We getting out of here.
Somebody send him.
Thank y'all again.
Look at bartender.
It's been another episode.
Make me a drink. What you have?
Of Hotep History Live. I'm your host, President Hotep Dudes.
Okay.
Cannon.
I appreciate you guys
and
for
put a
coming
flame
through,
on it.
as always.
Shit, so I could leave a stain on
dig?
it. Give me a
I love that y'all love this shit, man. I love this shit because y'all love it. And
Nod your head to the flick of
We
my
out
life.
here, man.
Fire to the ass of a joint, get you higher.
Yes.
Never in over my head, I'm a giver. Even in the midst of the madness, I'm a rider. Heavy on the stamina, amateurs easily revealed in the presence of a panthera. Feline fantasies get fulfilled, tell them K9's chill. It's the leader of the pack with 9 lives to live. What's a king without a queen? A leader without a team, heater without a beam, crops without the cream. I'm self-motivated, so props is not the thing. Approval of spectators does not bring the ring of a champion. Lamping and I'm champagne sipping. Touche, not the cliche, my campaign pimping. Feel privilege if I played you. Plastic over paper, magic over the Lakers. Happy to make your day, cuz.
bartender.
As always,
Make me a drink.
you can't have the future without the
What you
present.
think? Shit.
You can't have the present without the past. And we don't study history to live in the past, but
Yeah. And put
order
a
our
flame
steps
on
in the
it.
present
Shit.
to
So I could
positively
leave a stain on it.
affect our future.
Give me a
Molotov cocktail.
Thank y'all for coming through for another episode.
You gets no love and I thought you knew it. How to rap a groupie from the club to the jacuzzi. My vernacular more spectacular than you dudes is. Word of truth in the booth, rapping Confucius. Hardest rhymes out, bite my shit, be left toothless. What I wear, what I smoke, both exclusive. Prime real estate, bitches see a nigga wanna build. Polar bear pimping, got your women catching chills. Clear windows, see me sitting behind the wheel.
Yes.
On the real, say I won't, bet I will, but still, it ain't no fun. If the homies can't get a piece of it, weed brownies in the oven. By the time she was buzzing, we was already fucking. Screaming so loud, she awoke my little cousin. Seen them in the morning, she was too embarrassed to say something. Bud bitches and breakfast, you gotta love it. Yeah.
bartender. Make me a
And as
drink.
always,
Yeah,
Hotep and Bill,
I'm
nigga.
smoking on some strong. Got some bitches who love to smoke bongs, papers, and bowls. So pretty much anything goes. Come and kick it with blows. Some of this chronic smoke. Go to stores to cop shit even when they say they close. These Louis got suppose. And right now I'm high, my eyes so freaking low. I might as well keep them closed. You fucking with winners. Cushion orange juice on my ass. Flicking my ashes on dinner, nigga.
Bartender. Make me a drink.
Yes.
What you having? What you think?